We'll be diving into some of the weirdest and the most depraved videos that exist or existed here on YouTube. This is the second part of the Iceberg made by Morning Malice on Reddit, and if you haven't watched the first part, please do. Viewer discretion is heavily advised, and let's go. Bhfs. A video showing a man screaming and trashing on the ground after noticing that all of his cows were dead. Not a lot is known about this video, but people suspect this video to be linked to a fake news article that claimed that this happened in India, and that the cows died from food poisoning. Either way, super tragic for the former. Clussy Daddy. Clussy Daddy is simply a humorous and uncomfortable video of a man dressed as a clown making jokes with clown equipment. Pig Day. Pig Day is a weird video made by Bhfs, which was only intended to be seen if you were preparing for your first pig day. On this video, the viewer had a list of rules that he should follow, such as every meat should be consumed with cheese, you need to wear a pig mask, luckily and unluckily Pig Day is forbidden in Canada, you shouldn't bury the dead during Pig Day, and Princess Diana is not welcome. To me, what makes this video slightly spooky is the footage, but whatever, get ready for your next Pig Day. For Our Son. A memorial video that was later deleted by YouTube. But first, context. On November 7th of 2007, Pekka Herikkonen, an 18-year-old boy from Finland, carried out a school shooting at Chukela High School, killing 8 and injuring 13 people, before taking his own life once the police arrived. The reason behind this horrible incident was a combination of factors. Pekka suffered from depression and anxiety, he was frequently bullied, which only helped the development of his hatred towards humanity and his isolation, and Pekka developed an obsession and idolized school shootings. After this tragedy, the town was left to pick up the pieces, and then grief settled in, including for Pekka's family. This is where the video surfaced. Eventually, his father ended up uploading a memorial video called For Our Son, which showed various photos of Pekka, with a description allegedly saying the following: I don't accept school I don't promote violence. I have the right to do my grief in peace. This video, For Our Son, is my way to process grief, which was removed by YouTube itself. Ricard Siagian. Ricard Siagian was a YouTube channel of a tattoo artist, and a father that went by the same name. The channel showed nothing out of the ordinary, simply a man with ambitions who was good at his job. But the decline of the channel's innocence would start with the upload posted on January 8th of 2016, called by Shay Fatal Insomnia. Here, Ricard would explain that 5 months before this upload, he developed an urinary tract infection that made him uncomfortable to work. Since Ricard had no insurance and had no money to go to the hospital because this is America, he asked his boss for help, in which his boss gave Ricard his past antibiotics that he used when he also had an UTI. Ricard felt better, but things were about to take a turn for the worse. While taking the antibiotics, Ricard thought that the antibiotics' side effects were actually the symptoms of the infection, but he was wrong. Ricard's UTI was gone, but also was his capability of sleeping, which was shown several times by Ricard in his recordings. Every time his body was about to drift back to sleep, he would jerk himself awake, rinse and repeat, every single day. Ricard would eventually go back to Indonesia, leaving his son behind to see his dying mother and at the same time seek medical help. But since he was already awake for months at the time, his body couldn't take it anymore, and so he got bedridden, unable to go back to the United States. Ricard somehow developed fatal insomnia, a super rare condition where one cannot sleep, and that will lead to their body slowly decaying, trapping the victim alive in their bedroom until their death. There is still no solution to this condition, nor do sedatives work for long. His last videos would express his mental state, and all of them would focus on asking for help from the public. Ricard would eventually upload his last video on December 4th, where 5 days later, he would succumb to this condition. Teenage Mutant Skullfuck. Teenage Mutant Skullfuck was a video that was posted on YouTube on July 6th of 2012 by James Unsworth. Quick reminder, don't search his name, you will regret it, okay? This film was a shock film involving the main cast of the show. In the video, 4 people cosplaying as the Ninja Turtles would show up, kill Leonardo, remove his head, and start doing things that I can't say nor will I say on YouTube. The owner of the rights of the show, Viacom, understandably so, didn't take it very well and sent James to cease and desist letters, in which James complied with the video and his channel being deleted from YouTube. 6996. An old Russian rabbit hole. 6996, also known on the Russian internet as the Death Files, were compilations with the intention of scaring or making the viewer feel dread by how confusing the video was. These compilations would often mix weird footage available on YouTube with a mystery that was meant to be solved, but they were more common back in 2010. Would.jpg. This entry may be one of the weirdest videos in this tier because it's something and nothing at the same time. Would.jpg is a video posted by a YouTube channel called Group 21. The video is as simple as it gets. A single, low-quality image of a woman's head, which then gets distorted with a weird audio. According to a Reddit user, this image came from a normal Japanese game show, and people were only scared due to its low quality that made it look somewhat more unsettling. Still, something you don't want to cross in the middle of the night. A man died while standing in a mall. The name of the entry couldn't get any more specific. It's a video of a man who apparently died while standing at a mall, not moving a muscle, nor interacting with anything around him. The man is eventually taken on a stretcher, and the video ends. According to a news article, this actually happened in Kazakhstan, and the man stood in the same spot for hours, after having too much alcohol. He made a full recovery, so good ending. Asuba Bawana. Asuba Bawana is a form of meditation from Buddhism, which involves the consumption of disgusting images of the human body to silence lustful thoughts by showing how impure and disgusting we are from inside. To this day, if you search Asuba Bawana, there's videos with graphic thumbnails, and even playlists with disgusting surgeries, infections, and even gore. But this was worse back in the day. You're the Guinea Pig. Honestly, one of the most effective PSAs I've ever seen in my life. You're the Guinea Pig is the name of a PSA they used to wear on television during the 90s in Singapore and the UK. The PSA begins within a laboratory, where scientists were about to forcefully drug the guinea pig, who was fighting to free himself, but to no avail. All of this, while the music you always heard the one you love plays in the background. The voiceover would say the following: "No one knows how much brain damage the designer drug ecstasy causes. It's still being tested." The scientist then puts a dose of ecstasy on the guinea pig's mouth, only for it to end with, "Take ecstasy, and you're the guinea pig," while the subject is seen convulsing violently as the camera zooms out. Man falls and gets eaten by dinosaur. A video of a man falling off to his death after climbing a radio tower, only for a dinosaur to appear and to swallow him instead of showing him hitting the ground, which then ends with a photo of a clown saying "Don't do drugs, kids." It's just stupid. Gwynedd Place Mall. A place that marked various lives with its existence. Unfortunately, the mall wouldn't survive the test of time, with it losing against its brand new competitor, causing its popularity to dwindle and eventually close in 2017. With this came a video called Gwynedd Place Mall Facebook Live Walkthrough. A vote of a livestream that showed a last walkthrough of a mall that was struggling. It's a strange feeling seeing these gigantic places empty, with music blasting on the speakers for people who were not even there. Coincidentally, this livestream was recorded a day before a 2-week-old body was found inside Subway in the food court. The victim would be Siling Men, a 19-year-old female student who was missing since October 10th. The perpetrator would be her boyfriend, Hamed Davis Jr., a man who already had a past of violence towards women, and he was charged with felony murder and aggravated assault. But for some reason, I can't find how long he's currently serving in prison, more likely life in prison. US Marine throws puppy off cliff. A sickening video that was uploaded in 2008 of a Marine throwing a puppy off a cliff in Iraq, while another Marine records and makes fun of it. Both Marines would eventually suffer the consequences, with both Marines, David Motari and Chris Morvan Encarnacion, being discharged from the military. The video was so infuriating that it rightfully so gathered a lot of backlash worldwide. Super Mario 64 Big Star Secret. Ah yes, a lost media about a screamer. During the genuine days of the internet, where everybody was doing their own thing, a conspiracy theory was born from the Super Mario 64 game. In Super Mario 64, there was a rumor about a hidden Easter egg that emerged due to a plaque that some users claimed it said, "L is real 2401. With this, people began making fake tutorials on how to unlock Luigi as a playable character, with one of them being this lost media, which ended with a jumpscare from Cafe Zombie. The screamer would end up being removed for an unknown reason, thus sparking a whole investigation that is still active to this day, but the lost media is still partially found. Cream. A reflection of the world nowadays. Cream is a video made by the owner of Salad Fingers. It tells a story about a future where society found a solution to all the problems in the world. All of them inside one single pot of cream. Facial imperfections, bad surgeries, the recently deceased, amputations, you name it. All the world's problems faded away. But then we're snapped back to reality. Billionaires saw that cream was taking out their empire and was about to make everyone equal. So, they decided to ruin the cream owner's reputation with false accusations and allegations through corrupt media, journalists, ads, and even false reports. Sounds about right. Michele's hair and makeup tutorial part 2. A Second Life video about a tutorial that cuts to a section called What Looks Like. The creator, with a voice changer, catfished a 53-year-old dude into thinking that he was actually interacting with a 15-year-old girl. The old guy admits and acknowledges that he's a PDF file and says a lot of outrageous things, only for the creator to deactivate the voice changer and say that he was recording. This video was eventually deleted, and it shocked people in 2017 for obvious reasons. Pitbull Lover 12345. Every YouTube channel tells a story, even the now inactive ones. And it wouldn't be different for Pitbull Lover 12345, a normal channel of a once happy father that held its somewhat normal life until 2016. Out of the blue, the owner would come back with a video called April 14th, 2016. The video would be as unexpected as the title, simply a man recording the reflection of a phone pointed at the ceiling, who then looks up and scans his surroundings. Thankfully, he left a comment. The faces change every time I watch this video. This is one of the most disturbing videos because, when I watch it, I can feel something looking back at me, even through this video. This comment is very weird because you can clearly see that there's nothing looking at him. It would be safe to say that the creator was hallucinating, and this theory would only get stronger with future uploads. This channel would get a whole different meaning with the video Alien in the Bottle. The video itself is not important besides the owner's comment. If I could do it over again, I would never give these things a second glance. I would have stayed clean, kept the family together, and loved with all my heart my little girls. It's been so painful to lose everything, and be left with stupid videos and a jaded life. It's nothing I am proud of. I am ready to die. A father that apparently lost everything due to a drug addiction, and this channel is accidentally documenting his downfall. He would post his last video on August 15, 2018, which showed nothing except the dirt and a root of a tree. His viewers would obviously get worried that he might have overdosed or something. But this is where we are left in the dark, since we know nothing about him. The Crow and the Raven. I still have a hard time finding a specific meaning for this animation. The Crow and the Raven is an animation drawn by Nicolas Rubatino, and it shows a cryptic animation about a raven who flies past a hanging corpse to feed their chick an apple. The chick bites her arm off and kills the raven to punish her, despite her never knowing why. And it ends with the previous hanging corpse falling and rising up from the dead. What we can say for sure is that this is a story about betrayal or rebellion, as a result of feeling unsatisfied. And due to the story being vague, it can be literally anything, ranging from the rebellion of normal people against the powers that controls us, to religious beliefs, or even to the old saying in Spanish, Cría cuervos y te sacarán los ojos. But what do you think? Rail tracks, real life, rail trains. This is a Bhf posted by the British Transport Police itself, to raise awareness over the dangers of crossing the train tracks. The Bhf showed footage of people playing on the train tracks, with some of them being close calls. And at last, the Bhf showed footage of a guy who got ran over by a train while taking a shortcut. Nothing more was revealed. According to news articles, the man thankfully survived but was left paralyzed, and his identity was never revealed for the sake of privacy. Frutiger Aero Water Edition. Frutiger Aero Water Edition is a compilation of the Frutiger Aero aesthetic that is interrupted by what seems to be real footage of people who drowned. Two of the footages shown in this compilation are from the previous couple that we talked about in the first part, and that's it. Technical Dive in Dahab. Technical Dive in Dahab refers to a Russian video posted by Mini Joe, where he goes on a technical dive on the blue hole in Dahab, Egypt, known as the Diver's Cemetery due to its number of deaths. This is caused by the Arch, a submerged tunnel that is considered an extreme dive due to underestimation by the divers since it requires a strict gas management, especially for those who dive with a single tank. In the video, when Joe gets deeper into the water, he ends up finding unrecovered bodies who were there for a long while. In total they found 3, who for some reason were still there, probably a decision from the victims' families, reinforcing that the deep waters are pretty but uninviting. MrSleepyPeople. An unsolved mystery. MrSleepyPeople was a YouTube channel that existed back in 2020. The channel would post weird videos where the creator would open the eyes of several girls who were sleeping or passed out drunk. If things couldn't get any weirder, there's even a video where the owner opens a girl's eyes only to lick them. This on itself is very questionable. But as you analyze it deeper, more questions arise. Who were these women? How does he know when he can do this? Is this fetish content? And were all these women in his house? If the answer for the last question was a no, then it will give the whole channel a different and more unsettling meaning. But we don't know. With the mystery out there, people started digging through the channel, only to find that MrSleepyPeople also made a video where he played with his little sister's eyes. People, fairly so, assumed that this was fetish content, not only for the weird titles, but also because of the comments. With comments saying that he should have done more. Thankfully, MrSleepyPeople would delete his channel, but sadly, he kickstarted all the copycats. A change for Rayne. A video from a channel called Dreamsoft Babies. A channel owned by a reborn artist, which is an artist that transforms dolls into highly realistic babies. The first time I watched this video, it took me long to notice that this was fake, like, it's not even funny. Dear Man. This entry is in the same caliber as the dolphin muzzle video. Dear Man is a video posted by Jeremy Lim that shows a man dressed up as a deer. This video is famous not only for how weird it looks, but also because of the memes. My YouTube side video. A YouTube letter. The video itself is short and quick. Evan Boyd was a 25-year-old man from California who ended up taking his own life on November 20th, 2006. 3 days before his decision, he would post a video on YouTube called My YouTube Side Video. The video would tell the viewer to visit Evan's website, or better, Evan's diary, where he documented his life, his interests, his trip to Hong Kong, and even why he was going to take his own life. But the most saddening part is that we only got to know why he did it after he already took his own life. Evan suffered from bipolar disorder. He saw himself like a parasite to his family finances. His illness made him think about taking his life constantly, and he had a hatred for the human species. For what the website tells us, Evan took his own life by nitrous oxide poisoning. May he rest in peace. Kindly Confronting the Doorman. An episode of the analog horror series Fenced in Misery collection by Black Mass. It shows the footage of a character who crouches to open a safe to retrieve a pistol and magazines. To, of course, confront the doorman in a kindful manner. The character then shots through the door, which then opens, and the doorman ends up killing him. What a joyful citizen. Woman drowns jumping in ice hole. Another depressing video. This entry refers to the death of Anna Uskova. The video shows a 40-year-old Russian mother who jumps into ice-cold water in a frozen river as part of an Orthodox tradition called Epiphany, only to be taken by the underlying current and drown. A few seconds after noticing that she hadn't come back up, her husband and another man also jump into the water in an attempt to bring her back, only to be unsuccessful. All of this in front of her 2 children. This video is very distressing and saddening, and the audio, man. Splatter Sonic.exe. Alright, this one is disgusting and edgy at the same time. In order for this to even make sense, I gotta explain what Splatter is. Splatter is apparently a horror film subgenre that focuses solely on gore, and here on YouTube, there's a video called Splatter Sonic.exe, which is a compilation of some creepypasta animations, mainly Sonic.exe and Mouse, where in the midst of it, it shows real dismembered bodies. I don't even know how this video wasn't removed yet, and at this point in the Iceberg, I don't believe that I'll be showing anything. The Jumper Screamer. I legitimately don't know what this entry even is. According to the creator of this Iceberg, this entry was about a screamer from 2010 to 2012 that started with a cryptic message shouted by the jumper, only for it to repeat in slow motion and then show the zombie from the cafe ad. LOL Talking Fetus. A distressing video about a man with a bucket that had what seemed to be a fetus. The man plays with the bucket for a few seconds, and then the video ends. According to a post on Reddit, the original video was previously posted on YouTube around 2016. At the time it was uncensored and was found through a website that showed videos that had less than 500 views, which obviously only lasted for a day before being removed. People have tried to find anything about this video in the past, but nothing was found, with a lot of the viewers believing it to be fake. Forever and Ever. A weird video of a woman who simply stares at the camera and repeats the same sentence.
Eric Harris rocks my world. Eric Harris rocks my world.
For those who don't know, Eric Harris was one of the perpetrators of the Columbine school shooting. This is very likely a troll video. YouTube R video. This is honestly one of the most wicked, disgusting, and infuriating entries in this Iceberg. In February of 2008, there was a video that was published on YouTube about a group of teenagers who ended up spiking the drink of a 25-year-old mom only to take advantage of her. This hell happened for 14 hours straight, all of this in front of her 2 young children, which was recorded and posted on YouTube. This video would later be removed, but not before 600 people saw it. This video back in the day caused YouTube to be under fire due to it being too easy for people to post harmful material, which YouTube only reviewed once it was flagged by users, causing a whole lot of things to change. Not much is known about this case, very likely to maintain the victim's privacy. Let's just hope that justice was served. Private videos. YouTube is known for having a lot of unknown horrors, some more easily visible than others. But now, what's behind unlisted or private videos? Those not meant to be seen? I guess we'll never know.